Hello and welcome to Just Chopsing Podcast. With myself and my cousin David today. We have the great Blaze Bayley.
Hello?
Hello, Blaze Bayley. How you doing, man?
All right. I am doing very, very well. As I'm talking to you now, the internet is broke.
Yeah. Facebook's gone down. Instagram's gone down.
I've broke the internet. I've broke it. Right. I'll probably be people coming around the house in a bit, look with the broadband and everything, saying it's my fault and I broke it. There's got to blame me, innit?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
There is no, I've broken Facebook and Instagram is what I've done.
And WhatsApp, so you can't text anybody either.
And the WhatsApp.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's why you're lying, your phone's ringing.
They're on the way round, no please.
The phone's still working though, don't worry. It's still working.
Oh, you know where this one's going. All right, mate, what are you up to? I thought you were on tour.
I am.
You sat in your bedroom, and you.
This is multitasking, man.
Oh.
It's on my tours. Then they're very, very carefully scheduled. That there's a few days between some of the gigs just to do very, very important interviews. There was none of them, so we did one with you.
Oh.
Hey, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Oh, you could have stopped me any time. No. The door was open. I walked right in.
You did.
No, it's what we've done is very carefully. My team is absolutely wonderful. A lot of the venues that we play, we've worked with for years, and we booked well in advance, and we just fingers crossed about the vaccinations. So that we've done it as a kind of partnership to say, you know what, we'll do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like this. Then we'll take those days off. We'll get, if anything happens, we haven't lost a whole massive tour. We haven't lost a week's worth of shows. And I haven't been able to do any meet and greet, which has been absolutely horrible, because every show that I've done before this of my own, I've been able to do a free meet and greet at every Blaze Bayley show and say thanks to my fans, but we couldn't do it on this. But the good thing is we managed to do every show. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, bang, yeah, done it. No meet and greet, just get it. Few days off, everything okay, yeah, and it's worked. So of course, very, very cleverly, what they do, my lot, they put all the dates together on the poster, making it look like quite a significant tour. But if you put it in calendar shape, massive gaps between everything. So what it means is, there's time to recover from anything, even though we're all double jabbed.
Yeah.
If the worst thing happened, and we know that people still get the COVID after jabs anyway, then we wouldn't have to cancel every single show of the tour. So it's worked out very well. We've all been careful. We've travelled to the gigs separately. We've divided. I've gone on my motorcycle on my own to each gig as well. It's been fantastic. I've been so lucky with the weather. Oh man, it's been absolute joy. I hope the manager's not listening to this. It was just fantastic, man. I've really loved it. It's been no hardship at all for me compared to normal. I just wake up outside the hotel. There's my machine. Oh yeah, dry day. Bumble along to the gig. Easy to park. Then do my gig. All that. Then oh man, it's just been fantastic. Dry every single show, not a drop
nice.
of rain. It's been fantastic, man. I love riding my motorcycle, you know. So it's
What have you got?
just a very small Triumph Speedmaster 900 cc. It's one of those where they don't normally show you the horsepower rating because it's a little bit embarrassing, you know. But it's all right for me, you know. Gets me around. It's been reliable, so it's been great. So the tour has gone great, and a few people have they've stayed at home because they've been concerned, but they haven't asked for refunds because they know, you know, they've still supported us because it's all independent. And where we've been, most places have been full, and the reaction you just can't believe, man. You can't believe. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The reaction from fans, and by pure accident and circumstance, the album, my new album, War Within Me, has been out quite a while before the first tour date. So fans have been listening to it and they're singing along with the new songs. Wow. Fantastic vibe. Judy, and here's a new song from War Within Me, and people are knowing it. Oh, man, it's just absolute joy. Pour yourself up. Oh, it's fantastic, man. Fantastic. I'm so glad that the government don't know about this, because I would tax them out of it. Yeah. Oh, my God. As to fun tax, that's what we should have.
Fun tax. Oh, don't fucking mention that.
We're starting with Blaze Bayley and his fans. Fun tax, having too much fun. That's what happened to us.
Yeah. If you give that idea to the Tories, they'll run away with it.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
you're all doomed.
We are. Yeah, but you're touring right up through to December in the UK.
Well, yeah, December.
And then Europe next year.
The December gig is at KK Downings, KK Steel Mill in Wolverhampton. And we're putting a big gig on there. I think doors open about 4:30. We've got 4 really great bands on. And then, then we do our full set. Wonderful venue. A proper rock gig. We haven't had one like that for years around the area. And it's in competition to Wolverhampton Civic Hall. And, and that part of that building is Wolfsbane as well. And it just does a great job. And the people there, the staff and the crew, fantastic, man. So it should be a great end to the UK part of the tour. And as you was starting to say before I so aggressively interrupted, then we've got the European tour starting next year. They haven't been able to stop us, though we thought they would, and we're going to be going over there, mate, to the continent, and we shall be delivering dollops of heavy metal.
Yeah,
okay.
Because it's Holland, Germany, Italy. Where else you going? It's all over, isn't it?
I'm not in charge. Why? I'm supposed to, I've got people that do that. If I'm in charge of anything, it goes completely wrong.
Okay.
My manager just goes, no, you write your album, you do your singing, that's your part. You don't have anything to do with this. And particularly, you're not allowed to handle any cash.
All right, okay.
Oh yeah. They come at me, promoter in there we were, the Diamond Club, Ballymena, Northern Ireland. Promoter comes up, he comes up and goes, here's the money for the gig, Blaze. I go, no, don't touch me, don't give me any money. No, the manager bloody sends electric shocks through me somewhere. He'll get me. And I'm not allowed to have anything to do with business, which I actually hate anyway. Music business, it never fits together for me. And since we've been doing that, it's just been better and better and better. My focus on the music, and there's a team of people there, a small, tight team, and we have the exact same values. We're fans.
Yeah.
And we know what makes us feel good and what makes us feel ripped off. And the number one thing is quality. It should be good quality, and it should be fair for fans. And do you know this thing where people say punters so much in the music business? Oh, the punters, or treating the fans, they say the kids. The kids, and they're talking about me. I'm a fan. Excuse me, great. Yeah, I'd love to still be a kid. But what? I've still got, yes, I admit I've still got a mental age of 14 when it comes to heavy metal. But as if they're tricking us. They're tricking us into buying the music that we love. And it's pure accident and trickery and sleight of hand on their behalf that we get the albums and follow these bands. Whereas we know it is because something moves and changes in us. We have no choice but to be devoted fans until those bands start changing the core of why we fell in love with them.
Yeah.
So that's it. As fans, that's what we are. And for me, my 14-year-old metal heart is still beating. And when we came to the War Within Me album, and it's a collection of individual songs, I own the record company. I'm the only one on it. It's very small, but I own it. And I'm the producer of the album alongside with Chris Appleton and writer. So, man, we go, you know what? Even if this is as cheesy as hell, forget it. I want the E chord. Yeah. You know what? In the greatest possible tradition of heavy metal, I want the whole album to start with a guitar riff, full metal guitar riff, that doesn't just come out the speakers, that comes, and you see what's happened, takes your hair off. Oh, yeah. A lot of my fans now follically challenged after the beginning of this album. Oh, yeah. So that's what we did. Oh, but no, man, louder. They said, Blaze, I think you're going too far with the level of guitar. Shut up and turn it up. And then later on, we've got wonderful, in the German reviews, wonderful production. I was like, yeah, that was my fault when I said we have to turn the guitars up. Okay.
That's
Not
it.
Chris Appleton doing hours and hours of work, detailed, like putting the thing under an electron microscope to sort out all the crap that I put up, that I give on him. But no, it's just gone great, man.
Yeah, well, I said to Terry, I've listened to the new album today, and it's the best stuff you've ever done.
Oh, thanks, man.
Honest to God, it is.
And look behind him, Blaze. Look behind him.
Yeah, I am a real fanboy. I'm a real fanboy.
Hang on. Did I leave my front door open? It's been around my house. What? I knew there was something missing in here.
Well, I was saying to Terry, you were the first gig I ever attended. So it was actually Iron Maiden in 1990 when you played at the Newport Centre and supported them.
Oh, man.
You guys were the very first act I ever saw live.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I presume there's a lawsuit now following in that. This man and his band have destroyed my life, Your Honour. That's it. It hadn't been for him.
Well, that's why we got you on.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And then I watched, and then the second time I saw you then was with Wolfsbane again. But I don't know if you remember it, in the Dragonfly in Pontypool in South Wales, a really, really small venue that you sold out. I think that might have been probably 2018, Christmas time.
Dragonfly, and there's no bar in the actual gig room.
That's right.
Really
That's right.
And it's a bottle bar only.
Yeah, that's it. Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was insane, that was. Oh, but absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But great, but absolutely great, but insane.
Yeah. That was a class, and then I'm going to get
playing in somebody's living room, that was.
It's really small. He's extending it now. He's actually putting an extension in this, so you're gonna have to come back up when we
because of me.
150.
Yeah,
because of you.
Yeah, definitely. And then I'm gonna get to see you at Planet Rock, then, which would be amazing.
Planet Rock.
Yeah, Planet Rockstock.
Rockstock.
Yeah, you're playing there in November.
Blimey hell.
Yeah.
Don't tell me anything. That's probably. Oh yeah, it's on the tour dates.
Yeah. Trek will be.
Yeah. Well, if you say so, I'll be there.
Brilliant.
Oh fucking hell! Any excuse to get the Porth call and David's there, I tell you.
Yeah, it's going to be class. It's going to be really class. So, what got you started in music in the first place, then?
Well, I think it was a combination of factors, and my mum loved music, you know, so we always had a record player, and we never had a TV when I was very young. So, like, say, between the age of 4 and 9, we didn't have a TV, so read books, listened to the radio, and stuff like that. And then Mum would put records on. She liked show tunes and other things like that. Just a general music fan. My grandmother loved Mario Lanza, the great tenor from those days as well, who was a big movie star as well. And I suppose that was going in on one side. And then as I just got that bit older, we were so lucky back then with the top 40 rundown. Every Sunday, the only place was the BBC Radio 1 for the top 40. And it didn't matter if every radio station in the country hated you, they had to play you on the top 40. So it was brilliant to listen to that top 40. Maiden pops up, Motorhead pops up, Judas Priest pops up, and all of these, occasionally one of these bands, and we had this thing, the Friday Rock Show as well, and punk started, and the Sex Pistols started, and all of these things. And I just really started getting interested in music, and I always tried to sing. I'm not a naturally talented singer. I wanted to become a singer, so I learned to sing. And then one day I was there at Birmingham Odeon, and it was Ronnie Dio's Holy Diver tour, and I heard him sing Children of the Sea from his Black Sabbath era, and it cast some kind of spell on me. And when I got back to work, because I had the night shift, I had to go to work after the gig, I just thought, well, if I could do anything, what would I want to do? And there it was. Well, I'd be like Ronnie James Dio and be a singer in a band and tour the world. And that was it. Because then I'm like, well, I'm hoovering and cleaning up this hotel. Why would I don't have to stay here? I can just do it then, can't I? So from that moment, suddenly I was not the night porter at the hotel, cleaning the hotel. Then I was a rock singer working as a night porter at the hotel, cleaning the hotel. And that was it. And a series of unfortunate events for you, you know, that changed your life there, Dave, right? Unfolded in that an ex-girlfriend got in touch with me and said, "Oh, I'm in a band now. I'm in a heavy metal band." I'm like, "What?" And my mum killed my cat while I was on holiday, had it put down because it was a nuisance. Oh, my word. And then there was an advert in the Tamworth Herald where this wonderful music section, full page, by a guy called Sam Holliday. And there was a little thing, heavy metal singer required, no experience necessary. Here I am, guys. And Jace Edwards and Jeff Haitley were in a band at school together, and they put that little couple of lines in and I got in touch. And very, very fortunate for me, no one else applied. Woo! I was in, man. I was in. So that was it. And then Jeff came up with the idea and he called it Wolfsbane, and that was it. We were on our way, and we said, you know what, let's write 10 songs, then we can do a gig, because actually we were all learning. There's no way we could get away with playing covers. We were dreadful. So we would write our own things, and people wouldn't really know if we were playing them wrong or not, because it was original. And it was like, oh, well, that's quite imaginative, as in doesn't make any sense. They're not in time or in tune. So, and we just kept together, tiny little amps like this, you know, literally in the back of Jeff's garage. And we just kept going, man, with a dream of, you know, being rock stars and writing. And of course, music takes over. It's such a wonderful and incredible thing when it goes well, and the magic that you feel when your first songs make sense. And someone outside the band goes, oh, that's good. Oh, play that one again. And we've had Manhunt in the Wolfsbane set. I mean, from the very first demo we did, the song Manhunt was on there. And it you know, it's still in the live set, and it's cheesy and awkward and filled with teenage hormones, but everybody still loves it, man.
Yeah.
So it's just, we're not ashamed of that. You know, we've had a reunion. Now we've had another reunion. We're working on a new Wolfsbane album. But when we all got double jabbed and we were allowed to be in the same room together, all the magic happened. And it was, wow, this sounds like Wolfsbane, but on drugs. It's more Wolfsbane and Wolfsbane.
On steroids, you mean?
And we go, well, watch it. Well, just leave it, man. Let's just do it. That's us. We were all so in love with the craziness of it. So hopefully next year that album will come out and people will enjoy it and not, you know, take us to some kind of asylum and lock us all up.
That's it. So you're looking to tour that next year as well with the guys?
No, it's too early. I've just told you I'm not allowed to make any decisions like this. You know, I'm available. Other people much higher up, more important and sensible, that's the key word, than me make those decisions, right, of where I will be. But hopefully we'll be out there, do a few gigs, very, very excited about it. So it's good. You know, there's a break between finishing War Within Me and getting double jabbed, and we were all just a little bit of luck. We were all available at that time, and then there was no work for anybody. We just managed to get together those few days, and I think we've got something that, dare I say it, magical.
Good. Excellent. I look forward to that then.
Yeah, Dave will be first in the queue when it goes on sale.
Yeah. Yeah, brilliant stuff. You have to come back to the Dragonfly, will, please.
Well, we'll see. Those are my decisions, Dave. As I've explained, no matter what I say, someone higher up will say, no, you're not doing that. I'm like, oh, but I said no. Well, and I'll say, oh, it's really embarrassing now. If I've got to say something different, yeah, you're going to be embarrassed. You should never say it. It's like, oh, okay, then. So I don't get involved.
Maybe it'll be just up the road in the Patriot, so that'd be...
Yeah. I think we are actually going. I think I'm going to the Patriot to do a show. I think we're adding something in soon. So, you know,
Yeah.
somebody told me about that.
I've missed that. I've missed that.
Well, me too. Me too. If you find out, can you tell me?
I will do, yeah.
It's probably somewhere, but I would be able to find out. I broke the internet.
Yeah.
I know you did.
Yeah, we
That's
finished
why I
the
can't find
internet.
out either.
I can't look on the Facebook, and I can't look on the Strumpetgram either. So there you go.
So you mentioned a bit about you're really bad with finances earlier on. I mean, you've been through a few lineup changes in your career.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of it seems to be, is it down to financial stuff or?
Well, the problem is that it's music business. And as Quincy Jones says, the two things are not mutually compatible. So you can have the best band in the world, but it actually goes like this: music, business. And it don't matter how good you are, how great your songs are, business and the finances, if you don't get that right, it's just going to stop you dead.
Yeah.
So that's it. And of course, I mean, I'm not a businessman. I don't really understand these things. You go on so much is hopes and dreams and, oh yeah, you know, we're going to make it if we just do the right album. No, man, it's not like that at all. So I made a lot of mistakes. I spent a lot of money on making my albums. Silica Messiah, 10th Dimension, Blood and Belief, they all failed miserably, and the record company owed me money in the contract that they never paid me, and that was it. You know, I was treated very, very fairly by Iron Maiden. You know, they really looked after me when I left the band, but you know, I was still in love with the idea of being in a band, making music, being on tour. So that was it, but it just didn't happen for me through various things. And then over the years, I've worked different jobs in warehouse, in a factory. I worked in a shop for a while. You know, very, very tough, man. And people would say, how's your band going? I said, well, not well. I'm the only one in, you know. And when I was working at the shop, here's what's crazy and also really beautiful. I'd be working in the shop and fans would come to the shop to see me and say, how's it going, Blaze? When are you going to do your next tour? When are you going to do your next album? Never did any fan ever say, why are you working in the shop?
Yeah.
They all just said, right, when are you going to do your next thing? And man, that used to keep me going through absolute darkness. And just slowly, things started to turn around for me. I'd get an offer from a band in Italy, oh, come and sing a few songs for us or do this. And then I was able to put a band back together and all of this. Eventually got to where I have the team I have now around me, and I've been able to keep an exclusive band, which are Absolva, who are their own band in their own right, Absolva. And we've worked together. With Chris Appleson said to me after a gig that he had promoted in Manchester, where I was with Thomas Fison doing classical guitar. He said, if you ever want to try again with heavy metal, I would love to come on that journey with you. I really believe that we could do it. And I don't know. And then, you know, a few months later, I got in touch and said, do you want to have a go then? It's, you know, we've got a best of album coming out. Do you want to try it, see how you get on? And that was it. And we did. And the thing is that Chris and all the guys from, I think it might have even been Fury UK then, but who are now Absolva, everybody had the same attitude. The most important thing about every single gig are the fans. And your performance if it's for one person or 1,000, has to be the best that you can do on the night for those people, because you are one of those people.
Yeah.
And that really set us on the right track, and with a lot of hard work, and I've had so much help along the way. Absolutely, I'm just one of the luckiest people going. Robert Hoffman at the studios in Birmingham, Rob Anna's, he said, I'll give you the studio time, everything you need to make an album, and you just pay me back when you sell the album. I'm like, what? It's a fully professional studio. I was in there doing guest vocals every so often, but he said that, and he backed me, and I paid him back the money, no problem, because I had incredible support from my fans. But he just backed me out, and I could never have done my trilogy without that kind of. But just that kind of help and support, my fans pre-ordering an album that hadn't been written, that was just an idea, and I said, yeah, okay, we'll send you the money, we believe in you. So without that, I would never have been able to get to a place where I could do the War Within Me album, and it's got the best reviews of any album I've done since Silica Messiah, which is which is 26 or 20 odd years ago. It's incredible. And for you, Dave, to say that, it's my new album, War Within Me, is as good as anything else I've done. Well, you're obviously a music fan. You listen to music, you make your judgment. For you to say that, for me, at this point in my career, where I've done so much, for you to say what you're doing now is really good, man, it's unbelievable for me to hear that. It's incredible. It's just, I'm so lucky, and I've got an incredible team and the most wonderful, loyal fans that have stuck with me through thick and thin. When I haven't been at my best, they've still come and bought my T-shirts and my CDs. They've just stuck with me. And that's what's got me here, to War Within Me. And when we were writing the lyrics, when I was working with Chris Appleton on the music, I keep going, this has got to be special, man. Those people have supported me. And now we've got this horrible thing which is threatening to wipe out the mental health of humanity, and in particular our audience. We've got to do something that's meaningful for my fans, and think about the amazing gigs that we've had and how close we've been and the support we've had. And that was War Within Me. Every single line, every lyric, every chord behind every lyric, every vowel sound where the consonants are, everything checked and double checked. Is this boring? Yeah, cut it down, scrap it. Is this exciting? Yeah, great, we'll keep it. Does this mean something? Is this embarrassing? Or is this cheesy? Cheesy? There's no such thing as cheesy. It's metal. It's metal. And that's it. And that was it, man. It's like, you know what? Cheesy? Yeah, so what, man? And it's like, right, E, big E chord, massive E chord. And then he goes to go, no, keep it going. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. All right now. Oh, man. Loads and loads of stuff like that. And doing the solos. Okay, the solo. No, that's just the beginning. The solo starts there. What? So it's, we had a lot of fun on it, and a lot of concentration, man. And I don't know, Chris Appleton, if he'd had a gun, I would be dead now, because he would have shot me. What I put him through, not right now, like this. And it's like, ugh. And he comes out, he does his best. He's a very, very talented guy. He produces his own albums with Absolva, wonderful writer, a singer, a frontman in his own right. And sometimes he makes, maybe we could try it like this. And sometimes I'll go, oh, let me know. Yeah, that's great. Let's do that. And then other times I'll go, no, it's not like that. It's like this. And he just goes, all right, here we go. And that's it. And it's just, it was something very special. It was special moments. We were always supposed to record the album last year. But as we started recording, that festival's postponed. Oh, this festival's postponed. Oh, your tour to celebrate your 10th Dimension anniversary, that's gone. But that meant we had that extra bit of time that we don't normally get on the album to have breaks away from it, come back and go, bloody hell, did we write that? It's good, isn't it? And in other parts, did we write that? We should be absolutely shot because it's rubbish and really boring. So with that kind of objective look, and then thinking about my fans and what I wanted to say to them, then that's how we've managed to do it. And and I'll be honest, blind luck. You know?
But you're lucky you had the chance to revisit it, and then.
I am, man. I am. So many times you'll look at something and it'll be the finished version on the album. You can never tell anybody about it. And you'll go, oh, was that the best solution for that little bit to join the verse and the chorus? But on this one, you've gone, yes, it is the absolute best solution. We tried everything. We had time. Then we went away and came back. And that thing that is there behind that chorus while that lead vocal is going on is wonderful and doesn't clash and lifts the whole thing. So we were very lucky, man, to have that time as a result of some horrible, tragic circumstances. But it gave us that time and we were able to use it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
But talking about your team behind you then, obviously you've got Chris and the whole band really of Absolva. Is Mark, your manager, any relation to Chris then? Because they both got the same surname.
Well, yeah, this is what's so odd about it. We used to be on tour and people would say to Chris about Mark, is that your brother?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what kind of moisturizer Mark has been using. Mark is the father of Chris.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. So that's the relationship there. And he's an accomplished guitarist in his own right, but he did not pursue that path after university. He went a different way. And he's had his own band together in the past. And I think that is a part of it, that because he's a music lover and he understands what it is about being in a band that gets your blood pumping. Also, because he comes from a business background, the stupid things that can just stop you dead in your tracks.
Yeah.
So because he has that combination there, it's really, really worked for me with what I do. When I started my trilogy, Infinite Entanglement, then there came a point where I thought, you know what? There's too much here for one CD or one record. This is actually not just one album. This is 3 albums, because some of these songs actually belong at the end of the story. And I said to Chris Appleton and I said to Mark, I said, this is actually 3 albums. So I want to do 3 albums in 3 years with 3 tours. So it all gets done and my fans get to follow that story. Nothing gets left. And we don't have this ridiculous situation where people go, well, when I feel it's finished, it's finished. Man, that is just rubbish to me. I'm a working class person from a working class family. You turn up to work, you do your job, you finish work. You don't turn up to work and go, I don't quite feel like, grinding off the swore from the car parts today. You just get on and do it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like hoovering the hotel. You just get on and do it, man. So, and that's what we did. And all credit to Mark Appleton and Chris. They didn't say, well, that's impossible. They just said, well, that sounds like a lot of work. We better get started. And they supported my artistic vision, my creative vision of this huge story about a man who was betrayed, disavowed, dishonored, and did not know if he was human. Horror, love, science fiction story stretching across a universe. And they came with me and supported me with it. And it's the greatest achievement of my career is those 3 albums, a concept going across 3 albums, each one individual. And almost you could pick any song and play it on its own without knowing the concept, and it would still be a good song.
Oh, right, okay. I haven't listened to it, to be honest, but I'll have to check it out.
Okay, yeah.
Dave has probably got it. Is it a signed one, Dave?
One day, yeah.
Oh, it's signed as well. Look.
Of course.
He said he's going to bring all his out. Oh, how many haven't you got signed? 2?
Oh, there's a few there, yeah. Because I bought them. I've started buying some of the back catalogue as well. So
yeah. Well, you just have to wait till we start doing the signings again, man.
That's it.
No, you'll have to make a special exemption for David. Blaze,
well,
it's no good.
maybe if we wrap bandages around his face.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's probably not a bad thing.
Any fans that come with their entire face wrapped in bandages and a crash helmet on, I'll think about doing the meet and greet after the show.
Right, I'll see what I can sort out for Planet Rock then.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you got to sort out. Come looking like the Invisible Man, and there might be a chance.
No problem. We'll have to sort it.
Come on in, Dave.
Yeah, so can we talk about your time when you were in Iron Maiden?
Well, it's a fantastic time for me. I never, in my wildest dreams, I never expected to be the singer of Iron Maiden. It's exactly the kind of thing you do dream of, going, well, I'd love to be in a great big band like that, singing and touring at the level that they did, mainly like the long tours that they did. I didn't ever think that I would replace Bruce because my voice was so different. What I did in Wolfsbane and what Bruce does or did at that time, I would never have thought of that. But I think what it was, Steve Harris used to hear me warming up for my Wolfsbane set when we supported Maiden, and he heard something in my voice that he liked. And so really, I wasn't a replacement for Bruce Dickinson, I don't think. I was a change.
Yeah.
And when the Blaze Bayley era of Iron Maiden, those 2 albums, 5 years, that's a change for Maiden. It's not a replacement. Oh, because there's lots of guys that can sound and have the ability to sound exactly like Bruce. Lots of guys that they could have had, yeah, we'll get a sound alike in, no problem. Lots of people. But they didn't get a sound alike. They got someone that sounded different. So it was a change. And when we were writing together, then Steve was always writing for my voice. He was always writing to my strengths. So we would Sign of the Cross, great, big, huge song. It's in my key. It suits the areas of my voice that was strong. Lord of the Flies, a big song, but it suits my voice. It's something that fits with me. And that's what happened, on those 2 albums. And I think we came up with some great music, some absolutely great music. There's a lot of people, and I understand this, hardcore Maiden fans that hated me then and hate me now, and that's fine, because who wants their favorite singer to leave their favorite band? Whoever is going to come after is going to have a problem, or you're going to have a problem with as a hardcore fan. That's fine. I understand that. Having said that, the majority of Iron Maiden fans around the world was so supportive, man. I had so much encouragement, particularly in South America and Spain, just so much support that it was incredible. So, and at a time, you've got to remember this, when grunge was at its height and the British press was saying heavy metal is dead, Iron Maiden are irrelevant, and we should all be listening to Nirvana and Soundgarden, that, you know, and Pearl Jam. It's like, what? I was in Iron Maiden at the height of that, man, when the British press were trying that, those magazines, putting the knife in, stabbing us in the back, saying that we were completely irrelevant while we're playing to 10,000 people a night across Spain, 20,000 people, 60,000, 70,000 people. And back home, they're saying we're shit, irrelevant, we mean nothing. And then when we did get back and we played in Brixton Academy, man, then forget those guys, because the fans were there at Brixton. You never heard a cheer like it in your life. When we got on the stage, but yeah, it was just incredible. So the UK fans never deserted Maiden, but the press at the time, magazines, and some of those journalists, they absolutely not just deserted, but actively tried to turn people off Maiden. Now let's take a look back, shall we? Right, Maiden still making albums. I'm making albums, doing well. Where are those grunge bands? Where are they? What do they
shot himself in the head.
Yeah, that's it. What? You know what I mean? It's like heavy metal. We get on with it, man. We're a freight train, and we're just going there. And grunge, I'm sorry, it's just I don't know. You're a small family car that somebody eventually gets bored of and aspires to something better and bigger. So that's the difference between heavy metal and grunge for me at that time. Some wonderful music came from Alice in Chains and Nirvana and Pearl Jam, and particularly Soundgarden, some wonderful music. But the attitude split the scene, and it's taken years and years for us to recover and become a heavy metal family again, where we accept all the variations of what rock and metal is. It was a horrible thing. We were in Seattle, man, playing a gig in Seattle. They looked at us like we were, like they were seeing Jurassic Park. That's how it was, man. There was like a few fans down the front, maybe about 200 fans down the front. Yeah, this is Maiden, all of that. And then a large part of the audience, it really looked like they bought a ticket to see Jurassic Park. And it's like, oh, let's watch the dinosaurs. Last chance before they go extinct. Wrong!
Well, I see you did some shows with Paul Diano as well.
Yeah, it was a time where not much was going on for me. And I said, you know what, this would be a good time to do something with Paul, because the two names together would be a bit interesting.
Yeah.
And I spoke to Paul's manager, and we organised a couple of shows, and then other promoters heard about it and they liked the idea. And I did my era songs and he did his era songs. So we did quite a few shows. Really, I think we went to Russia twice. with it, and Ukraine. It was, we did some really, really good shows, and there's some nights where could close my eyes and you could hear Paul singing, and it would be better than the first two albums. And and the music that the band we had was red hot. Oh, wow. So there was some absolutely magical nights on the tour. Paul, hilariously funny guy, really funny guy. So it was a good time, and I think what happened was from that people started to notice me, and then people would start kind of, well, what albums is he on then? And there's a percentage of people that listen to the X Factor for the first time and go, Bruce sounds ever so different on this one, and one fan, and this is incredible, they were walking along the beach in Brazil and they found a disc of Virtual 11 and they took it home and it wasn't too scratched, and they heard my voice for the first time and became a hardcore fan just out of something like that. There are other people who go, oh, it's not Bruce. And then they go down a rabbit hole of Blaze Bayley and find all my albums and go, well, actually, I like this as well as I like Maiden. My writing style is obviously quite different, but we're still on that same heavy metal path with the values that I took from Maiden of melody, interesting guitar parts, and interesting melodic parts and instrumentals. And Steve Harris would say the most important thing is the vocals. And okay, yeah. And right, now it's instrumental. The most important thing is the instrumental is as good as the vocals. And it's as important as the vocals. Well, the vocals are the most important thing. The instrumental is as important as the most important thing. So, and that's what Maiden is. That's at the root of Maiden. And that's what I took away from that to Silicon Messiah, 10th Dimension, Blood and Belief, to Promise and Terror, Man Who Would Not Die, coming right up now to the War Within Me album. That's it. The vocal is the most important thing, but the instrumental is as important as the vocal. And that's really worked for me, staying with that attitude. It's agony sometimes because you want to go, oh, we'll just do the solo over this then. It's, no. Nah, we don't go there because it's going here, isn't it? And you can't say once that idea is born and has its identity, you can't then push that idea into a pigeonhole, say, oh, it's going to go that way. It's just not going to sound good. What you've got to do is go, well, where should it go now? Where could it go, but where should it go? And where does the journey take us from the lyric that we've heard? Now we've got this instrumental that has to still be attached. So this instrumental is the soundtrack that you're hearing and feeling emotionally to what we've been talking about in that lyric. And that's what has to happen. And that's my style. And a large part of that I learned from working with the guys in Maiden. You listen to War Within Me album and you can hear direct influences from my time in Maiden and from the two albums that I did.
Cool. Yeah. Do you still talk to any of them guys?
Yeah. I'm on the phone to Steve every so often. I sent him my album. I had to listen to his to the new Maiden album. I think it's really good. So yeah. So we still talk. Was treated very fairly by Maiden and a lot of Maiden fans after as well, and there are a good number of Maiden fans when I do my anniversary show where it's mostly my songs from that era, albeit my arrangement of those songs done in my style, that come and enjoy my show. And so it's good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good, really. I don't have any hard feelings. And I think the huge advantage that I have and that I had over Paul Di'Anno and over Bruce Dickinson was when I joined Iron Maiden, I knew as a fan that every hardcore fan will always know every member of Iron Maiden, just like Kiss.
Yes.
So we just know who's been in the band. We can talk about them. And I always knew that if anything happened, I would be known as an ex-singer of Iron Maiden. Well, the thing is, my 14-year-old heavy metal heart shines brightly with the thought that I was a part of what I consider to be the greatest heavy metal band of all time. And they're still going and making great music. So for me, it's an absolute badge of honor and sense of pride that people say, "Oh, wasn't you in Iron Maiden?" Yes, I was. Yes, I was in Iron Maiden and did 2 albums, million sellers, knocked Madonna off the top of the charts. Oh, yeah, I was in there. And I had a top 10 hit around the world with Iron Maiden, what I wrote with the band. Yes, I was in Iron Maiden. I'm absolutely proud of it. For me. And I think the tragedy in some ways for Paul Di'Anno and for Bruce is because they were there as Maiden was growing and they were in that thing, they didn't have that objective fan view of Maiden that you and I have. And I think that's a shame for them because it's something that for me, I knew why people liked Iron Maiden. And when I was in the band and after the band, I know why people like Iron Maiden and I know why I like them and I know what the things are about Maiden that really keep me liking them.
Well, I was watching a live, I think it was a live DVD or a live, it was on YouTube, but it was a live performance anyway with you guys, with Iron Maiden, in Brazil or South America somewhere. And to be honest, they've always been a very energetic band every time I've seen them live. But if you watch that fucking video, I mean, you had a bit more air on there actually. But the energy coming from the band was amazing, like,
Yeah.
It seemed to be on another level again.
Yeah, good. It's good days, man. Good days with some really nice shows.
Yeah, great. I mean, I've seen Iron Maiden a few times, to be honest, and they never failed to deliver, I suppose.
Well, the thing is, it's like going, if you use a soccer football analogy, it's like going from the Sunday League to the top of the Premiership. And it's exactly the same game with exactly the same rules. But the intensity that it requires to stay at the top of the Premiership, the dedication, things that you have to do, it's unreal. And you don't know what that requires until you get there. And I think that's one of the things that shocked me when I did my first few shows with Maiden. In Wolfsbane, we'd make a mistake or do something. We go, after the show, oh, well, we'll get it right next time. In Maiden, no, it's like, well, we made this mistake. Why did we make that? How do we avoid making that mistake next time? What contributed to making that? How do we get... Every single show is a pursuit of a perfect performance for the fans. Yeah. That's why Maiden stay at the top, because there's no trivializing, oh, we'll just go out tonight, everybody will like us anyway. There's none of that. None, which you think a band that's been going so long would just go, oh, well, yeah, we always get it right, don't we? No, it's right. We go out and it's got to be in tune, in time. It's got to be the right thing. It's got to be done well. And that's it, really. So I've taken that attitude, I've learned from that and put that into my own thing. And for some of the musicians that have worked with me over the years, they didn't like it, man, because it's not rock and roll. People that, oh, it's rock and roll. I said, you know what? Your rock and roll and my rock and roll are absolutely different things. My rock and roll is you are in a car accident and you have your fucking arm amputated and you're covered in blood and bandage and you get up to the mic and go, I'm running free. Yeah. That's it. Your rock and roll is doing a load of drugs and booze and getting up in front of the mic going, it's a different world, man. Yeah. My rock and roll is getting there and doing it no matter what. Your rock and roll is trying to kill yourself before you even perform.
Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of fucking artists like that.
Oh, it's only rock and roll. I'm not rock and roll, all right? I'm heavy metal. I'm a machine, right? You don't see Lewis Hamilton in the bar before the Formula One going, yeah, I'll have a Jack Daniels and with the pint and all. Yeah, and what's that there? You got the absinthe for? I'll try that. What? But that's for some reason, for some years, that's acceptable in music.
Yeah.
Not for me, man. I'm like Lewis Hamilton. I'm like, you know what? I've got a fantastic band, wonderful musicians, and now I'm going to lead this band to the most incredible gig that fans in this venue have ever seen. And you just hope it's not the first gig they've ever seen. And that's it. So it's a different attitude. And I think that's metal and Maiden and probably, the guys from Saxon, so hardworking, so detailed, Udo Dirk Snyder, Doro Pesh, the guys from Sabaton. All of these people are over here where, man, we're going to get this as right as possible and make it the best for the fans. They're not in that rock and roll, hopefully after a few drinks, we won't notice, and neither will they.
Yeah. So going to that then, I mean, how are the guys from Absolva going to manage without you? I mean, they're basically your backing band at the moment, and then you're going to go back next year and do your Wolfsbane thing. I mean, that's obviously going to be without Chris and that.
Sadly, my Wolfsbane thing is only a short time.
Okay.
And they do things so much in advance now and organised that we've already got that time free for Wolfsbane. And those guys in Absolva, man, they absolutely work so hard to get their stuff out and do it. They had a great gig at Stone Dead. Wonderful reaction and just absolutely fantastic. So I think whenever they're not with me, they're kind of grateful that they don't have to put. I'm an arsehole. I make no bones about that. I'm a difficult character to work with. That's it. I make no apologies for it. I know I am that. All right, that's what they have to put up with, and they do, and they play a blinder every night, and they go into the details, and they do it for all of the right reasons, and everybody in that team respects the fans and the experience of fans coming to that show, which may be their only chance to see you ever. Yeah. The first time they may have waited years. It's not unusual that somebody will come and say, I've waited 15 years for this. And some people come and say, last time I saw you was 1996.
Yeah.
You know, that's not unusual. So you want those people, if they're coming to see you for the first time, you know, without blowing up myself even bigger than what I normally am, you want them to be blown away and think, blimey, no, what a great gig.
Yeah,
that's what we're in pursuit of. So I think they do a great set. Absolva, the new album sounds really, really good. They got some great songs on there, great production that Chris Appleton's done. So I think really they're glad for the time away from me. And I don't blame them, because I think I would be. If I could get away from this regular, I think I would, you know.
You need to have a try get a staycation from yourself for a bit.
I think, you know, when I'm on my motorcycle, I rarely have music playing. When I'm on my motorcycle, the engine, that's my music, and I'm focused on, all right, that's the sound of the cam going round, that's the piston, that's the clatter from the valve, that's the exhaust doing this, oh yeah, you know, and I'm on a little holiday from reality. So that's it. Now the weather's turning, I suppose there's going to be quite a few less motorcycle days, but that's it for me. And I listen to I don't live and breathe at home heavy metal. I just am metal. You know, if you cut me now, I'm going to bleed metal. It's going to be Mercury or, you know, some
like a
kind
T2000.
liquid steel that's going to come out of there, some special alloys. Oh, he's metal then. He is metal. You know, that's it. There's no escaping that. I listen to all kinds of music, man. I love music. And I'm so lucky that my life is working in music. So lucky. And my fans, the support that they give me to make it possible for me to keep working in music is absolutely incredible. I'm so grateful for that support.
All right, cool. Well, that's a good message to end on, I think.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
All right, then, Blaze, it's been really pleasure talking to you.
Lads, it's
been awesome.
Absolutely great. Hopefully, we'll see you. Keep a lookout for any gigs, what I'm doing with you, with my Blaze Bayley, or with the absolutely incredible Wolfsbane, I have to say.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'd love to see you there, man.
Yeah.
Well, when you come to Holland, because I'm in Holland, you know.
Holland, we are coming to Holland next year, I think. Yeah. We'll make a mess of it there.
Yeah, man.
You know, we'll see what's left of Holland after we've been there, you know.
It might have to be rebuilt.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, especially that venue.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for it.
Okay then, man. Lovely to see you guys. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank
you very, very much indeed. Thanks for your support.
Thank you, mate.
We'll see you soon.
All right, thanks, guys. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.